I'm going to start going now. Do you want to come and hit my... Yeah, I think it's... what is it? Good. Okay, does it start? Okay, so I want to talk about small stuff doing big things. And first I'm going to talk about how big problems like poverty and energy production are starting to be fixed by small things. And then I'm going to take a quick look at software, information and a bit of art. And I'm doing something slightly odd because I'm actually reading almost verbatim on a couple of these things. Okay. So this is me, that's my girlfriend, that's my beautiful daughter and my cat. I like to buy travel books that look sophisticated. I have been to some of those places. This is my cat, Dave. I named it after Dave Weiner, the father of simple software. No, I didn't, but he is actually called Dave. I like buildings, and I love that book, and I sit on my arse a lot because I work at home. Is that... Well, okay. So, I looked up small in a dictionary after I thought about this topic area, and it's actually a really negative term, which kind of surprised me. But no one wants to be small, you know? No businessman wants to remain a small business. No politician wants to tackle small stuff. Everyone wants to be the big boss, you know, with big ideas and a big car and a big... You know, yeah. So, but I don't think it's actually true. Okay, so small for me is a philosophy, really is. And I think 37 Signals talked here last year, and they had a really good idea about this in terms of software. And I'm a complete disciple. But I think it's a broad church, ironically. I think it's about keeping independence from governments, from debt, from other people, from business ideas and control. And go on. Okay, so the first idea is big problems. This is landmine detection. My company's logo is based on this. And one of the guys in, as a Danish innovation, one of the guys who set this conference up is an investor in this, and it's Thailcrest. Basically genetically modified. When it grows in the ground and is in the presence of explosives, it turns red. So you know not to tread where it's red, and they use slingshots and stuff. Space travel, consumer space travel, big problem. NASA, huge organisation, couldn't fix it. So Peter Diamandis created the X Prize, $10 million to fly humans into space and back safely. And the idea was to create a much smaller competition and really innovate where big organisations couldn't. Okay. So this is the $130 laptop. Nicholas Negroponte had a genius idea to help fix education problems in developing countries. He wanted to simplify everything to get the cost down. It's got mesh networking. It was going to be wind up, it's not anymore. Really interestingly, in trials with regular laptops in developing countries, the LCD was the only light source, so they actually turned it around. Okay, this is my local delicatessen, which is a localised thing. This is all about food production and kind of £1 in every 8 in the UK is spent in Tesco, it's kind of our Walmart. When I walk into this place, however, it's all about local food and blackboards telling about the current crops, etc. And local food solves big problems like emissions and... Okay, this is microfinance. This is Kiva, which is microfinance for the rest of us. So this is a great opportunity for me to be able to go onto a website and I can actually loan tiny amounts of money to people in developing countries who can then, you know, do their own businesses. And this is a page here. So I thought this was a really interesting idea. Okay, yeah. So this is Plum Peanut. This is solving malnutrition with a really simple idea. It's a peanut-based paste with a nutrition value of F100 milk formula, whatever the hell that is. It tastes like a slightly sweeter kind of peanut butter. There's no preparation or mixing, it can be eaten right from the bag. It doesn't require monitored mixing with clean water, and it can be distributed directly to affected communities. And in Darfur, it cut malnutrition by 50%. Energy production, big problems, centralising. You've seen all the kind of problems at the moment in Iraq and stuff. This is a UK company's Kalam partnership. It's a street light. It reduces crime because obviously there's light around. It's a fantastic social benefit. It's solar because it doesn't, and it's got a wireless network so it can have remote management, and it's got an optional hookup for mobile devices. Okay, shit software, Microsoft Word. I just turned on all the toolbars to see what happened, right? This is it. So this is the ultimate legacy application. This stuff's just, over time, just accretes all this crap. I don't know what any of this does. So when I design software, I try to remember these random simplicity quotes. Occam's razor, and fuck it, go for it. Okay, so this is the software that saved my life. Omni Outliner, it's really good because it basically embraces the constraint of outlining. I can focus on one node of information at a time. I love this stuff. Apparently in US schools they used to teach outlining as a kind of thinking format. I used to do that anyway on paper. In UK we teach mind mapping instead. Great, and it's OPML exports and everything else. Okay, interface design. This is kind of the interesting thing where we see faces and I like this. Right here. This is where we see faces and everything, and we try and kind of see detail, even where it perhaps doesn't exist. And I think to embrace simplicity in some of the information design, we can actually take the kind of human behaviours that we want to. This is why I don't have to talk at all, because... Oh, hang on, I fucked that up, didn't I? Hang on, let's just... Right, so this is where they've taken detail out of real film, and in a process called rotoscoping. And he was always a bit of a cartoon actor. But this is a film called Scan of Darkness coming out this summer. Previous film you might have seen this effect by Richard Linklater. It's called Waking Life. It's an absolutely fabulous effect, and it's this kind of idea of the uncanny valley where anyway, I'll go into. Okay, Edward Tufte, information design, which is talking about spark lines, which are high resolution, small embedded graphics. Typical medical representation is the last reading. Add some stuff to that, which is the last 80 readings. Colour accent it, and you get critical detail there. And then if you show the range against a load of other details, you've got tiny bits of information with small changes in colour and information where you get, and that's really useful. And yeah, let's go. Okay, Google interface. This is a quote that really just stuck with me for the last year. Christian Lindholm, who spoke, he's now with Yahoo, was with Nokia, said it's basically as information becomes more complex, the interface becomes simpler. And obviously that's the simplest interface, really. It's a box and a button, and it's the most complex kind of environment it's interfacing into, and I thought it was quite interesting. Okay, this is how I replaced my big hulking hi-fi with utility audio. You've seen the iPod hi-fi as well. Basically just a very, very simple hardware device with very, very simple interfaces. Actually quite a retro design and a kind of retro idea in terms of the knobs and stuff into it as well. I think it's about as simple as it gets. But for me, the ultimate hardware interface is almost interfaceless, which is the ambient device. You've seen the weather orbs and stuff, and I've got a BazTag Wi-Fi rally, which does kind of completely different things. Actually, I don't know why I mentioned it. Anyway, this glows blue when it's about to rain, so you know whether to take an umbrella or not as you're walking out the door, which I thought was fantastic. And what about Big? Well, Big still exists, but this is this kind of thing I read about in Wired years ago, which is this reversing the bell curve. So you've basically, rather than everything being centered in the middle in a normal bell curve distribution, you've got small stuff on one side, big stuff on the other, complexity on one side, simplicity on the other. And this stuff doesn't really exist anywhere in the middle anymore, and that's basically it, and I'm done. Okay, cheers.